Alright, what's up guys? So this guy named George built an app called Wrestle AI. It's an AI powered wrestling coach, and the concept is pretty simple. You upload a video of your wrestling match, the app analyzes what you did right and wrong, then gives specific observations, strengths, area to improve, and drills. And it also tries to become a full-time wrestling ecosystem with tools like nutrition tracking, practice coaching, calendars, and progress logging. And off the bat, he charges $9 per month or $59 per year. And he claims that the app got around 17,000 downloads, over 2 million social impressions, and the revenue dashboard shows $17K per month at its peak with a mix of monthly and yearly plans. And he also mentions MRR around 8K from monthlies, with the rest coming from yearly plans. So one important detail, guys, is he says they attach the free trial to the yearly option, which nudges conversions towards the annual plan. So just a quick tip, and this is George's backstory on why he obsessed over speed. So George is 18, a freshman in college, and he openly says he hated school, but he was always trying to make money and build stuff. And at 15, he had some savings and went all in on a previous app with a friend. It's a social self-improvement concept that got early traction. And when he was 15, that app got around 10K followers waiting on the launch. They hired 3 dev agencies, and it still took a year and a half to ship. But by the time it launched, the hype was dead. He lost the money and ended up working at TJ Maxx. Then he had an I can't code moment, and this is how he actually shipped, guys. So around June, 6 months before the interview, he sees an ad for a vibe coding platform, and the pitch was basically, I built 7 apps in a week. And guys, he didn't believe it until he tried it. And his approach wasn't, I'm a developer now. It was more like, I don't code, but I understand systems, or I understand conversions, or I understand viral-ish ideas. So he used a vibe coding platform, guys, to generate the app and iterate quickly. So what does the build process actually look like, guys? So he pretty much described it as messy and repetitive. He built inside the vibe tool. He tried to push it to test flight or the app store pipeline, but a lot of things kept breaking. So he got a lot of build errors, and pretty much what he did was copy logs, paste it into ChatGPT, follow the guidance, and retry and repeat until it works. And he says ChatGPT was basically his advisor slash debugging platform. And this is what he outsourced, even though he frames it as I did it. He did hire help for critical pieces. He hired a developer to integrate payments and authentication. He paid around $250 on Fiverr and took about a week. Then the final stretch was dealing with 2 weeks of Apple rejections. So his month breakdown is kind of like this. Week 1, non-stop prompting until the app looked right. Week 2, outsource paywall slash authentication. Week 3, stabilize builds, plus also fight the App Store reviews. So what does Wrestle AI actually do? What is the gotcha moment? So the gotcha moment has to be shown in the first 5 seconds, guys, in a way that makes someone stop scrolling. So in Wrestle AI, that moment is upload a match video. The app scrapes the clip, identifies the wrestlers. You select which one is you. It generates a score out of 10. It generates key observations, strengths, weaknesses, and strategy notes, kind of like MyFitnessPal. And there's also a practice mode with move tutorials, plus recording yourself for feedback. And there's also training programs and a calendar for matches, and also a weight journal. So his goal is just not one full feature. It's more of a wrestling ecosystem. So what is the 6-step viral app framework he claims he'd repeat? So number 1 is start with a viral idea, not just distribution. He argues distribution can't save a boring idea. He also says a strong idea needs 3 pillars, which is uniqueness, helpfulness, and a gotcha moment. So uniqueness would be the scroll stopping moment. The helpfulness would be the people keeping it and not canceling. And the gotcha moment is communicating value instantly when someone is inside the app. So he gives this example where he launched another influencer collab app, and around the same time that got nearly the same impressions but flopped on downloads because it wasn't novel. So the thing he did differently this time was he designed with the user in mind and shareability in mind. So he asked himself, who is it for? What UI would they trust? And how could users share it organically? And then he says he literally feeds those answers into the vibe tool to generate the design framework. So number 3 is build core functionality in a 1-week sprint, and he blocks a week where he just prompts from morning to night. He mentions learning backend basics. He references Supabase. He also mentions leveraging public APIs to level up features cheaply, which is nutrition databases, etc. He also obsesses over onboarding because conversions happen there. And he calls the onboarding the second most important part of the app because his onboarding formula is educate what it does, personalize with guiding questions, introduce FOMO about not having it, and show the gotcha moment, but don't reveal the results before the paywall. And he also admits longer onboarding can and increase conversions via the sunk cost fallacy. So number 5 is hire out what you don't know. He claims his best ROI was hiring talent early, giving them small tasks first, and scaling responsibly if they deliver. And number 6 is upgrade past vibe coding once you're real. Guys, vibe coding is great for MVP speed, but once you roughly pass like 5K per month, you should invest in product quality, designers, and building a real team. And he also says he hasn't taken money out yet, aiming to reinvest until a bigger goal is hit. So what is the growth engine? It's actually influencer marketing and not ads. This is the part that explains the speed. George says the entire strategy was influencers, especially because wrestling is a tight niche with a strong creator ecosystem. And the key points is his co-founder is a big wrestling influencer, which is a huge advantage. They launched with a pre-order strategy to hit App Store charts. On launch day, they hit around number 18 on the App Store, in his words, from influencer push alone. And month 2, they started saturating the initial influencer audience. So then he began spending money to expand reach after the audience cooled. And he kind of frames it like this. The first wave is ride the co-founder / influencer audience, and the second wave is reinvest and scale outwards through more creators. So what is his influencer playbook? So the core structure is DM at scale, make your intent clear and fast. So paid promo upfront when you DM someone, move fast to a call. Negotiation is easier when you're on a live call with somebody. Structure deals around multiple videos plus some form of performance expectation. So you could write in a contract, I want a minimum of 10,000 views on this video. And you also want to use a VA either at the beginning or to do volume outreach when you're too busy. So the main takeaway isn't the exact tactic. It's that he treated influencer acquisition like a pipeline. So it would be source, contact, call, close, deliver creative, repeat. So what is the tech stack plus monthly cost? And this is what he claims he spends. So it's vibe coding platform subscription. He says he started around $25 per month. Supabase for the back end. OpenAI, which is the inference cost, which is about $40 to $60 a month. ChatGPT Premium, which is $20 per month. So the tooling is cheap and the leverage comes from execution and distribution, guys. So I think it's also good to mention that he had a near disaster launch night. So he had about 3,000 to 4,000 pre-orders right away. But right before midnight launch, the AI API they depended on went down and he stayed up all night scrambling. But finally, the API came back around 5 a.m. He launched, slept up, woke up, and the app was charting and they made over $1,000 very quickly. So it's his way of saying it wasn't smooth, but the chaos is part of the game. So George's story isn't AI makes building easy. It's closer to AI makes building possible without traditional skills. And also that speed matters more than perfection. And the product needs a gotcha moment that sells itself in seconds. And distribution, especially niche influencer distribution, is what turns an MVP into revenue fast. So that's the full arc. Failure with a dev agency, obsession over speed, vibe coding plus ChatGPT debugging, outsourcing only the critical parts, nailing the gotcha moment plus onboarding, scaling with influencers, and growing to 17K per month. That's it for today's video, guys. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.